Hello, friends. This is Robert Bevan, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're going to be talking about the spell Arcane Gate. All right, this is a 6th level spell, correct?
Yep, 6th level sorcerer warlock wizard spell.
All right, and what does it do? You make 2 gates, correct? The one within 10 feet of you and one within 500 feet, and that's like a little portal.
Yeah, basically, what I would conceptualize as Arcane Gate is you pick 2 spots that are kind of within a somewhat close distance. 500 feet is fairly large, but it's pretty big, and you can move between them freely. Arcane Gate has 2 substantial problems. You have to see the spots you're gating, and the spots have to be on the ground. And that takes the spell.
Oh yeah, on the ground.
And that takes the spell to me from being a really potentially cool like bulk dimension door to this awkward, clunky, and seemingly like I want to find cool uses for it, but it just ends up being like, oh, I should just be casting Fly on the Party, or oh, I should just be doing a different thing than this because the effect just isn't that useful. It has so many limitations where you would want to try and do like a cool break-in with it, or you would want to try and like ambush a bunch of monsters but from on top of them or something. But because of the constraints, it just becomes such a hard thing to get use out of that I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's even in the situations where you could like you want to break into the fortress or something, and maybe there's a little barred window so you could see through the other side. Like, it's still a giant ass glowing gate. It's not exactly stealthy.
Yeah, it only lasts 10 minutes too.
Yeah, and if you're concentration, like, right?
Yeah, so if you break concentration, then you're just shit out of luck and stuck in there. And if you're in that like specific situation, I have a hunch a good chunk of TNT is going to be about as conspicuous and about as useful. Like, I have such a hard time envisioning scenarios where you could find a comfortable place that you could see from a distance that mattered, that you would be willing to set an Arcane Gate up with, and it not just feeling like a group pass wall, which there's got to be a better way to do this in a game full of magic and explosives and brute forcing your way down doors and stuff. When you're looking at characters with 24 strength, like kicking in a wall or like removing the pieces of it is just as good a solution as Arcane Gate can be, and that is not a great bearing for it. It also has this awkward bit where like anything can go through the 2 sides, so you can't even use it as like an escape tool where only creatures you choose. It's just any creatures that want to go through the gate can go through the gate, and they can see, because you have to be able to see the location you're putting it at, they can see the other side of it. So you can't really use this to cleverly escape. You can't really use this as a clever tool to like get somewhere without it needing to last for
or to lure somebody into a trap.
Yeah, it all around just is like, oh, well, they can see the end location, so if I'm trying to lure them in, they're gonna see what's on the other side. And if I'm trying to escape from them, you have this weird initiative problem where you go through, and unless you're the last one to go through before your allies did, then the monsters have probably round to get in anyway that way, and then it's just like a group 500-foot dash, and that's like best case scenario. I don't know. It has so much promise in the idea of being able to like literally the game Portal is built around this idea as this classic puzzler where you get 2 locations linked for cross time and space, and you can go through them, and it's super nifty.
Well, yeah, and that you do cool things with them. You put them up on the ceiling and stuff, and
you can't put this on the ceiling.
No.
And like it also has this odd bit where like, so it lets creatures and objects go through it. So conceivably, you could use this to like dump a bunch of stuff into the ocean or over top of a cliff or something. Like you just like start rolling carts through it, and you're teleporting the carts 500 feet. I don't know. And then like you're dropping them over a larger distance. Maybe you have like a remote TNT kind of like, all right, everyone get all the TNT over on this top of the mountain, and then I'm gonna poke my head out and gate them, and then you just shove them off down into the one gate, and they come out the other one and blow a bunch of shit up. Maybe we're talking about the kind of situations where the odds of it feeling like it'll be practical is just so tiny. Like I have such a hard time envisioning circumstances where you're going to be able to meet all the prerequisites of this and to get use out of it.
All right. Now, I wasn't paying attention for a lot of that because
that's great.
I blanked out when you started talking about the ocean. Sure. And this one, I think we might be able to get some use out of.
Sure.
All right. The 500 feet is still limiting though. All right. But I'm thinking, all right, you're on the beach. You got one gate there on the beach. The other gate, 500 feet out into the ocean. You can't cast it on top of the water because that's not ground. But on the ocean floor.
Sure. If you can see the ocean floor, 500 feet down below.
All right, very clear water.
We're talking Bahamas crystal clear. Like you're vacationing, you're on a volcanic island and there's a null fortress, you're gonna flood it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about like how much like water pressure is bearing down on this.
This is a fire hose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, that's where I want this spell to be. And I really hope some people are able to get exactly that kind of use case out of it. Because that sounds sweet. How often are you in the Bahamas?
No.
A fortress within 500 feet of the shore, right? Like, I don't know. I think this is about like, I think there'll be people that will have this on their sheet. People like me that are like, this is a cool tool. I just don't know how to use it right now. And I think you'll probably find a few times during the game we would be like, this was super cool. It was the perfect moment for it. We did some cool, wacky hijinks. It was a stupid plan because every D&D plan is a stupid plan. And we made something cool and memorable happen out of it. And this can do that. I just wish it wasn't so restrained and it makes it so it goes from like a super cool high power utility spell to like a nearly uncastable 2 or 3 times a game kind of utility spell. And that's sad because this is a cool idea.
All right, you listeners at home, I'd love to hear in the comments your own Arcane Gate stories and hijinks. Because yeah, I think Sam will agree that there are probably things that are possible with this that we are not thinking of right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There are definitely going to be some circumstances like, yeah, this would have been otherwise impossible. And Arcane Gate gave us the coolest, sweetest, heist explosive fire hose. We literally still call it to this day the Bahama fire or the Bahama fire hose. Like exactly that kind of nonsense.
Oh, all right. How about this? All right, you set up a gate over here, and then you got a gate facing this way over here, so that you can take cover, and you just fire a bunch of arrows through it.
I don't even know if that would mechanically work as written, but it sounds cool. I don't know. Again, that sounds like you're talking with portals, which is what I want the spell to be, but it's like a mystical, like you don't see through it. It's just
I know. Yeah, I mean, it explicitly states that you can't see through it. I'm talking about like Braveheart just firing into the crowd. I don't know.
Is that useful?
Try it here, Sam.
Listen, I hear you. Come with me on this journey. You use it to suck yourself off. It's the perfect plan.
Wait, what?
I made a Bob joke. Anyway.
All right. I think you give me too much credit here.
Maybe.
All right. Well, I guess are we going to end with that?
I mean, I don't know what else to say. There's gonna you can do some wacky stuff with fire, probably. I don't know if fire counts as objects, but you push flaming like oil through it and stuff. This can be a dispenser. Like you can use this like a long range dispensing kind of tool. I don't know. We don't have to end it with a dick joke, but
all right, different one.
Oh, okay.
Straight up glory hole. Yeah, it's anonymous.
Even better. I don't even know if you're allowed to go halfway through it, but I love the concept of just like you stick your backside into this misty portal and hope for the best.
I was thinking sticking your front side in.
Sure, that works. Yep. I was thinking bottom half when I said
you got a
side,
different glory holes than I do.
This took a weird turn, and it's kind of my fault, but it's great. I'm here for it.
All right. I do think, yeah. I mean, as long as we've built this up, I do want to end on a dick joke. So, unless you got any more,
no, that's
you got
it.
a Sam score.
2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
I wanted to be better than it is, but I think it's just too hard to.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a preemptive 3 out of 5 for what our listeners come up with.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. I agree. There's probably there's definitely circumstances where this will come up at the table and be a dumb, stupid plan. And there will absolutely be a lot of creative people out there that are like, yeah, this was the perfect moment for this and it was sweet. And it facilitated that. So yeah, 3. This is probably a usable spell on those sheets.
Okay. All right, glory hole. Thank you, Sam, and thank you, listeners and watchers. We will see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, informative, or entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button below. You needn't smash it. A gentle tap will suffice. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out the links in the description, where you'll find my Caverns Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels, Sam's full review of The Spell, and other fun things.